Steve.
Martin Truex Jr. battling the handle on that 56, but he said about 10 laps ago has gotten pretty good. His concern is he's running a little bit warm. 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment for Truex, Matt.
Steve, Casey Kane says the car started out really well at the beginning of the run, but then the back end just came out of the racetrack and lost a lot of the forward bite.
Paul Menard is in. What a great race he's had today. And Mark Martin pits. Krista?
Great race indeed for Paul Menard. In fact, his race car is so good right now, they are making no changes on the 98. Just 4 tires and fuel. At one point, he was the fastest car on the track.
Mike Bliss in and out. 4 tires for Mark Martin. And 2 penalties. Bill Elliott too fast entering. He's already been in to serve that penalty for the Wood brothers. Jeff Burton, second time today, he's been nabbed by the speeding police.
3rd race in a row too. He got 1 in California, got 1 in Vegas, he got 2 today.
And I'm corrected, Bill Elliott was missing a lug nut. That's why he had to come back to pit road. Jeff Gordon's in. Boris Said and Max Pappas. Very few cars out of this race. Nemechek, Rudeman, Blaney, McDowell, Robbie Gordon. Everybody else still on track.
4,000, get it hard, get it hard, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it right there.
So Denny Hamlin is your race leader over Kurt Busch.
I don't know, not for long. Here he comes.
All right, the reason that the 11 is leading this race, remember, he made that pit stop on lap 266 with 59 to go. My concern for him, he's not going to make it without stopping. Kurt Busch should be in good shape. Now, the reason the 2 car is so far out in front of the 9 car is he pitted about 4 laps before the 9 car, got advantage of those fresh tires that much.
Yeah, if you want to see the real gap, the 9 to the 48, they pitted together. And that's the 9 up here in the middle of 3 and 4 and the 48 back here. So that's the real gap if you want to tires to tires.
Well, the 11 car used Kevin Conway, the 37, a lap down car, as a pick that time.
Little strategy audio from Denny Hamlin's team.
We left short, all remind. We're right on the border. We can make it on fuel right here, but none to spare.
And there's so many things you have to factor in that. Remember the new rule that we have 3 attempts at green, white, checker. But the thing I will say, normally the trends say, remember FedEx understanding the race, we always get a caution somewhere between lap 25 and 35.
These guys with fresh tires versus old tires, it's like they catch them up so fast, the guy they're catching up to doesn't know which way to go, man. I've seen a couple of near misses.
Jimmy Johnson sitting in 4th, winner of the last 2 races. He's also the last driver to win 3 in a row. That happened in 2007. And here's Matt on the 48.
Mike, the wear pattern issue that we've been following on the 24, Jeff Gordon on that right front, similar issue for Jimmy Johnson, although his looked much worse than Gordon's. About 2 laps before he said, I've got to hit pit road, he radioed the Chad Canal. So I picked up a slight vibration. Great call by the driver. Called an audible, came in a couple of laps early so they wouldn't have any bigger issue with that right front.
Tell you what, that 11 car can make it on fuel, but his biggest problem is engine number 9. Look at that 9 car of Casey Kane.
He's getting back in the gas about 20 car lengths for anybody else and really accelerating up off these corners, and the car's sticking for him.
Right there, that showed it. Yep. Right there. That was on the gas and not on the gas.
Adios.
Looking for his 3rd Atlanta win. Casey Kane goes back out front with 42 laps to go in the Kobalt Tools 500 on Fox.
The Kobalt Tools 500 on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the Nascar Sprint Cup Series. By Subway Restaurants. Now any regular footlong is just $5. Any. So hurry in. And from Warner Brothers Pictures' Clash of the Titans, the Clash begins in theaters everywhere April 2nd.
Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the Sprint Cup Series. That's how many eyeballs are glued to Fox and to NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. Biggest mover today, up 32 positions, is Tony Stewart. You saw the pace car leading the field around under caution. Here's why.
It's that left front tire.
Denny Hamlin cuts down a left front, and the debris puts us under caution for the 8th time today. Pit road is open. Here's Matt.
Kane stopped short in his box. He would like to have pushed in a spring rubber, but he didn't want to take the time. No changes for the 9. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson says he's got decent grip. More of the same from the last stop.
Busch says he was loose everywhere. Looks like he's going to win the battle off pit road. They took a half-pound out of both rear tires. Small adjustment up on the track bar.
That Penske team's been good today.
Well, I like their pit selection down there.
Yep.
You know, he got a good launch out of that pit box, and he beat Casey Kane back there. You see the 48 lost 3 spots. He was over the line when he got into his pit box. They had to back him up before they could do the pit stop.
Backed him up, and still they had a pretty sloppy stop too. So that really took them out of their out of sync when they had to do that, out of their rhythm.
And once again, David Gilliland is the good guy as far as the 48 getting in and out of their pit stall is concerned. He leads this race and will make his pit stop next time by.
Well, he's already got his 5 bonus points for the day, and he's getting a few more here, but still he's been a good team player as well. Those points are helping him.
There's the tire off the 11 car. We talked about the FedEx understanding the race. A late race caution. The FedEx car brought it out.
Chris Myers.
Mike, just a quick recap here. 28 lead changes, 12 different leaders today. And if you tuned in a little bit late here in Atlanta, remember that Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the pole, his first pole in nearly 2 years, but never led a lap. Kyle Busch did lead 22 laps. We had 3 cautions in the first 41 laps.
I really thought it was his fault, but that replay doesn't look like,
into Carl Edwards.
Looked like it was as malicious as I thought.
Joey Logano was also involved in that as well. And here, tire problems from Dale Earnhardt Jr. We counted Jeff Hammond, as you look at David Reagan, who also had some, at least more than a dozen drivers with tire issues.
Yeah, we've seen right side tires, we've seen left side tires give issues all day long, and that's been the one thing that's been kind of plaguing everybody. As you see here, Joey Logano, he loses the right front tire. We're taking a look at Tony Stewart's car, a left rear off of his number 14 car. So tires have been a big part of today's race.
And Denny Hamlin moments ago with the tire issue, bringing out the 8th caution. We've had 9 this season at Daytona. That's been the most. But Jeff, other than the tire issue, the one constant, Casey Kane and Kurt Busch, how well they have run today.
We know how good Kurt Busch is at this racetrack, but today Casey Kane has been just equal to the task. Every time you turn around, these two guys are battling. But so far, I think Casey Kane has got the better car in the long run. But we've only got 35 laps to go, so it's going to be basically dog eat dog, and you got to get up on that wheel if you want to win.
And Jimmy Johnson, who came in going for his 3rd straight win. We just saw that he lost 3 spots on the latest round of pit stops.
Yeah, I understand they had a little bit of a miscue. He got in a little bit hot, got over the line, had to back him up. And then Darrell said they had a little bit of sloppy pit stop. But 2 guys right now that's in 3rd and 4th you better keep an eye on. That's Matt Kenseth and Brad Keselowski.
Let's head back upstairs to Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
It's Chris from Warner Brothers Pictures, Clash of the Titans. The Clash begins in theaters everywhere April 2nd.
Well, you know that old saying, if you got them, use them. You got them.
You got them now. You don't have to worry about no long run.
Matt?
And Mike, we've talked a lot about issues up and down pit road all afternoon with different teams, and this is some conversation between the 48's crew chief and driver.
I'm sorry, guys. Was the pit sign still out there, or did I just blow through it?
Hey, you just kind of went through it. Right when you get your eyes checked this week.
No, I just, when I came over, when I looked in, after trying to dodge the guy in the 9 car, I just didn't know where I was supposed to stop for whatever reason.
Thoughts of Jimmy Johnson? He will restart 7th. Now, Marcus Ambrose had a commit line violation. He'll start at the tail end.
And I think you see right there, look at the difference between Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson, especially on the right side. That's where the real difference was. You can see the jack and the left side pretty comparable, but that right side, which was all about going across the line, having to be pushed back before they could complete the stop.
34 laps to go, 33 at the stripe when they get the green. 6 of the last 7 Atlanta races have had a caution within the last 25 laps.